Remix. 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 Remix.
Oh, yeah. Once again, as we come with that boom bap breakfast, this is no other than the Remix Morning Show. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor in case you didn't know, and this is Black Liberation Media. Now, let me introduce you to the host of the most straight from the East Coast. DC, can you feel me as we represent and bring through Dr. Jared Ball. And that's all.
And that's all. What's up, Ear Doctor?
Everything's good, you know. Getting started off on that Nas redid that Jam Master J track.
That sounded that sounded good. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. That sounded good.
Tracks. One of the hardest tracks.
Yeah. Rest in
Talk
peace,
about Run
Master
DMC.
J. Yeah. And more came out about that a little while ago, right?
What about Jam Master J and the people that? Yeah, you know they caught the guys that killed him, but I mean he was in that life still. I mean,
apparently, yeah.
That's wild. After all that money coming in, and you still like.
Well, I mean, how much was it? I mean, it's all relative. You know, I used to joke with folks, and I'm probably stealing this from James Turner, the late great Dr. Turner, but it was something like because he used to say the goal of a revolutionary isn't to turn away in the capitalist era from money. The goal is, can you earn 100,000 and live off of 30? And the flip side of that was, because if you earn 10 million a year, but you owe 10 million in one, you're broke. You're not in this. So I know, like, he could have been doing relatively well compared to others, but at the end of the day, if he was expecting to live off of a certain amount.
Speaking of relatively well than others,
okay.
Frank, I think it broke my.
You broke your tongue. You broke your tongue.
And it broke my trachea trying to say that shit.
Wow. What's up, Kamal?
Chilling. How y'all doing? What's going on?
We rocking white today, man. That's what we do, man. Big up.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, unplanned.
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm saying, Ricky. I keep trying to evolve, and y'all keep dragging us back down.
She's the Cameron of Black Liberation Media.
There was a moment in my interview with FD the other day where I heard everything that was being said in our little discussion of baseball. I'll leave it at that. And I was like, but I'm going to stay mature. This is a whole bunch of phrasings and whatever's. I'm going to stay mature. I'm going to stay elevated, because we're an elevated platform. And as soon as I peek in the chat, it's a whole bunch of pauses, phrasings, no ditties. I was like, dang, people.
Yo,
let me grow.
When it comes to sports, man, it's wild. You can hardly say anything, especially football. But man, let's break through Kim Brown.
Hey.
Oops. What happened was
the camera's on. You gotta be ready. You got he'll get you. Here, Doctor. All he's looking for is that video.
Man, listen. What's the football discussion? What are we talking about football?
Well, we talking about wide receivers, tight ends.
Wow.
And,
wow.
Oh, smashing it up the hole, driving the ball up the middle. Oh, yes.
Exactly.
It's the most homoerotic sport.
It
is. And listen, as a woman, it was a no-brainer to start watching football. What you mean? Look at all these bodies out here. glistening,
wearing
running,
Oh, hilarious.
catching balls.
That's what my mother said.
Yeah.
You can't. She said you're not allowed to play that sport, but she said that one good thing about it is them tight pants they make them wear. She was always talk about.
Oh,
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. She said
Even
you
though I
can't
think,
play, but I'll watch.
even though the NFL Combine is one of the most humiliating, I think,
Yeah.
traditions of the sport. It's huge slave auction energy.
Yeah.
They wear very little clothes. They wear, and then sometimes they be running them 40 sprints and they thingy pop out.
And then they be like, they do the collarbone, they jump up high, nigga, jump higher, and they just running up, jumping high.
I mean, it's crazy. Don't they check their teeth? Don't they look in their mouth and all kinds of shit? I'm like,
Yeah, they do.
wow.
There was in the early 2000s. Yeah, they get crazy in the early 2000s. I should have tracked his career. There was an offensive lineman that was highly touted coming out of college, and he basically wrecked his career because he wouldn't do it. And he said, "I'm not going to the combine because it's like slavery, and I'm not going through all of that." And they were like, "Well, if we can't put you through that, we don't know what we're drafting. We don't know what we're getting, so we can't put that risk. We can't risk that investment."
And now the top prospects don't have to, right? Some of them opt not to, and I don't think that they're penalized, but it's not.
Yeah, maybe if you're at the top,
compulsory as it once was.
They always find a
NIL
reason.
money.
Yeah. Once you're a problem, they'll find a reason to get rid of you. There's always some reason.
That first little injury.
All about that. Look at us. We know all about that. When it's time for when there's a problem, they'll find a reason.
Oh yeah, I can count the ways.
What was I watching? Was it yesterday, Kamal? And Minister Server was in the chat saying that you got put out of Brooklyn. I said, why is everybody trying to put Kamal out of places?
I was gonna say Kamal leaves, except for the jobs. Usually the jobs he does get put out.
You do get put out the job, yeah.
The jobs I do get put out of.
Yes.
Everything else I leave.
You did not get put out of Brooklyn. You did not get put out of practicing law. You opted to leave all the things.
Those are options.
Like Mr. Porter says, my godfather says all the time, I'm never surprised when I'm asked to leave. I'm only surprised by how long I'm allowed to stay.
Nice.
I have plotted too. I have walked into a job the first day and thought, this ain't gonna last long. When am I gonna be taken when I leave? I've done that scenario in my head too.
Not on day one. Not on your onboarding day. Not on the day you still filling out paperwork.
Doing orientation, it was like
no. Orientation is casing the joint.
Whoa.
What are you talking about?
Right.
Yeah, walk me through all of this shit here. Show me how all
What's this room?
Exactly. What's that combination? What's that code again? Right.
Do I get that key?
We were never going to be good laborers for the empire. We were never going to be good laborers, and yet I feel I have labored quite a bit for the empire. Don't you?
They
guys?
Still got too much. Absolutely,
they
still got too much.
Man, listen.
By being here,
They still got too much.
I can count how many jobs I have on my hand.
You're lucky.
You said on one hand?
Yeah, not.
Oh wow.
You mean jobs where somebody hired you, not like jobs you created for yourself.
Oh no! I don't have enough fingers.
Entrepreneur, dude.
I don't have enough fingers for my own jobs, but definitely working other people. Hell no.
Had lots of jobs.
I remember my time working with your man Jelani, Black Star, Atlanta Black Star.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oof, what a time, B. What a time. These Negroes loved to be bosses. Loved.
That's you though. You don't love to be a boss, Kamal. Stop it.
Not like them. Not like I want to call you in the office just to look you up and down.
Oh,
and to
wow.
say, you know what? I don't know if you should come to work today dressed like that or something like this. One time I took a lunch break. I was asked to speak at a school. And I was like, oh, can I get an extra 30 minutes? And I was like, why? I was like, I'm like, blah, 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 blah. It's like, we don't know if that's allowed or whatever like that. So, I had to take the time.
Oh, yeah.
And then they called me or whatever like that. And then they wanted me to come in early. I was like, I got to drop my kids off. You already know that. But no, I got to come in early. You know what I'm saying? Then I have people who have no editing skills telling me how to edit. Don't get me started.
Okay.
I didn't get to steal anything though, because they busted me out before. It was like they caught me looking for it. Yeah, this shit is live. I'm telling
no,
my
Hiram. I told Hiram it's not live. I was going to see if we can mess with him and put him in some sort of psychological stress.
I feel like all the people on the screen, it feels like Jared and Kim had the most jobs. So I can see Kim working fast food, and Jared has already said how many jobs he had.
The only fast food I worked was Pizza Hut for a hot second. But then
I was delivering, or you was in the spot.
I was answering the phones. I was taking the orders.
This when they had the big red cups. Is this when they had the big red cups, glasses?
I don't know. When I in '94, nigga, I don't know what they had. I was about 15.
Trying to suppress these memories here, doctor. Trying to suppress these memories.
But then I worked Chuck E. Cheese, y'all. I worked at Chuck E. Cheese for 2 years in high school.
Oh my God.
2 years in high school. I was.
You did 2 years is a lifetime. That's a whole bid.
Yeah.
In high school, especially. Look at me with the work ethic, holding on to a job for 2 years. Now my grades, different story. But I had that job though. I did have the job.
Sounds like the most of nightmares.
Yeah.
Just
that's why they have high schoolers.
Loudness.
That's why they have high schoolers work these jobs. And don't get me wrong, there was big adults on the job. By the way, I remember like working with people with families and shit. I'm a kid, my damn self. But no, it was it was exploitative. I think I still have some of my Chuck E. Cheese paychecks, $5.25 an hour.
You never even cashed them. You were like, why cash this?
Oh no, come on now. I had bills, nigga. I had a pager bill, I had a car, I had gas. You know what I'm saying? I had to pay for prom.
I was about to say you was adult.
How old were you?
I was like 15. You started working at Chuck E. Cheese.
You folks with cars at 15. That's crazy.
I live in Maryland. With no bus.
Damn, you was rich.
I mean, you could take the bus if you got 5-6 hours to get where you need to go.
Yes.
Because it's like one bus and it literally goes to every single place.
And in the 90s, okay, and that's now, okay. In the 90s, won't no bus. You know what I'm saying? It was the connector ride going from Laurel Mall to Columbia Mall. But that was anyway. But no, yes, ear doctor, I worked a fuck ton of jobs. You know what I'm saying?
So real quick, what's your worst job, everybody?
Atlanta Black Star.
Okay, that's your worst job. Mine was going door to door selling meat. Wait,
see what I'm saying? I'm trying.
That was me because I knew y'all. It was on the tip. I was trying to help y'all out.
Away.
Kim, that's actually what we were talking about when you showed up. The sports was the point of the thing. Was I was trying to say I'm trying to elevate, and people keep dragging me back down to the phrasing and the pauses and all of that. So, and we were talking about how difficult it is to talk about sports without that. So,
Hiram got to come on the air. I've almost been arrested at 2 different jobs.
Oh,
damn. Drop the link. Let's Hiram. Come on up here, tell the story, Hiram.
You could be our break. You'll be our break, Hiram. Tell us a story.
Man, my worst job was WPGC. Hands down, the worst job I've ever worked. A very terrible place.
What is
Awful. A local radio station around here. It's bad.
Oh.
It was one of the 2, at least, if not the biggest for a while, hip hop R&B station in the DC area, right? I mean, in Kiss. I mean, it was so so what made it the worst?
It was a cesspool of haters. It was a cesspool of haters. Like, just real quick. So I had personality conflicts. No, it was never an issue with my job or the level that I worked. It's just that I'm not going for everything, right? And when I say I'm not going for everything, meaning you can't talk to me any old kind of fucking way, because however you talk to me, you will get talked to. Is basically how it was. So I had a boss. Let's let hello, my enemies. May he have a very, very bad day. But my boss at the time just used to try to talk to me crazy. And I would ask him, who are you talking to? Like, you're talking to me like I'm your child, and I'm not even a child. Like, it was just, it was an early example of how I knew I was going to be running head on against the patriarchy, but I didn't know it was the patriarchy. It's just men thinking they can talk to young women, however they felt like it. And I got talked to crazy a lot, and I would talk to them right crazy back, and they didn't like that. And then I was I had 2 jobs over there. I was like commercial production assistant. So I'd be producing commercials. So I had a couple of bosses. Long story short, when they was ready to try to get me out of there. But again, they couldn't fire me because I'm a good fucking worker. What's the cause? What you gonna fire me for? So they had the person who was overseeing production try to come in and fire me. And I said, well, wait a minute. I said, how are you firing me? I ain't never been rolled up. And then the HR person looked at the, supervisor like, well, yeah, you haven't rolled her up. And I said, that's fine. I said, guess what? I quit.
Nice.
I said, that's cool. You ain't got to worry about writing me up because I quit. I quit this bitch.
Nice. What about you, Jared?
All of them. Hate them all equally. The idea of work is abhorrent to me. By the time I put my feet on the floor getting out of bed, I've already compromised too much. All
this
of
shit
them.
ain't worth it. I'm too old for this.
And to be honest, it's true. All of them have various. I was trying to think what would be the worst, and it's really they're all have moments of being equally bad, and I could pick a moment from any of them. From my first one delivering newspapers, I was like, this doesn't work. This is way too much work for too little money.
In the Sun,
the Columbia Flyer.
Oh,
I think it was just the Columbia Flyer.
So doesn't the Flyer?
But you get they deliver a stack of papers. You got to take them, roll them, bag them, put them in the bag.
You got to do all of that?
Yeah. And then you got to deliver them all over the place.
But that's once a week. I'm thinking you delivering the Baltimore Sun out here every morning. No.
Shit, once a week.
It's too much.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, once a week. And then that little check comes. I was like, so immediately I took them and threw them in the sewer and was like, I got robbed. I don't
even robbed you.
I was like, somebody came and robbed me. And threw him away. Wow. And he was like, really?
Right.
They robbed you for
papers. Really? Hey, I would commit to the lie. Like when I tell it, I commit. And even though we're looking at it, I know you know I'm lying. And I know you know that I know that you know. And we just looking at it. I'm just holding to it though.
Stick to it, baby. Hold the line, Jerry.
It's that staring match. That staring match.
Yeah. Am I on tape?
You're not breaking me. You're not breaking me.
Exactly. Am I on tape? No.
Like I got robbed.
But I've told my mother much more convincing lies.
But that's what disrespect I feel for the job. It's like I only got to come up with a good lie. It's like fuck it. Yeah, I don't got to pay. Why I ain't got them? Because they got robbed. What?
Yeah.
What?
No. But the logic would start very quickly. But that I'm getting paid too little for all of that work. I'm still going to get mine one way or the other. So I just never calibrated the criminality, the quality of criminality. Like if I had ever gotten better, it might have been a different life.
Yeah, you could have been in prison by now.
Exactly.
Doing some real damage.
Exactly. What I could have been.
You could have achieved a lot.
I could have achieved a lot.
Man, I wish I had been criminal minded on 9/11, y'all. 9/11 was the day to rob a bank.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
damn.
Allegedly.
Everybody should have been robbing banks on 9/11, nigga, especially around here.
Could you imagine the forethought? That's deep. Yeah. Planes hit and Kim's already like, where's the story? What's the
time? What was going on out there?
Now, right?
Ain't no cops coming. They
Get
down.
the car.
They fighting terrorism. They can't fight this bank robbery.
Right. Oh my God.
So keep that in mind. If we get another attack on the country, y'all
know where Kim would be.
Never let a good go to waste. That's right.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go, Kamal.
Immediately withdraw all your shit before Kim shows up.
And to clear up everything, I was selling prime ribs on a meat truck, and I was vegetarian and trying to tell people how good the meat was. I did that shit for like 3 hours, and I was like, nah, man.
You quit after 3 hours, man?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Shit. And then the ride was like 30, 40 minutes to get to the place. I was like, all right, turn around. As soon as we get back by, I'm out of here. The fuck am I doing here? Telling people about how meat tastes and I don't even eat this shit? Oh my God.
That counts as your shortest job ever, right?
No, selling knives. I walked in, seeing what they was doing.
Like, okay, Cutco, we see you. Everybody had the Cutco slanging job. It was either Cutco or drugs.
It was what I think it was a Cutco.
And then his next job was drugs.
That's what you
with
learned.
that bullshit.
I think I remember in college. I think I just graduated. I went to one of those open seminars, and they make you think like it's a job, but it's really a pyramid scheme. So you walk in, and it's like you and 50 other people, and everybody's young and looking like, and you're like, what kind of job is this? Then they start having somebody up there go through the whole. And then we need you to do this and this. And it's like this marketing thing. And they're showing you the equipment. I just got up and walked out. I was like, oh, this is something. I'm not getting paid from this. This is some bullshit. Okay. So right in the middle of it, it's like, I'm out.
Okay. All right. I guess it's time to get to it, y'all. Take a first break and then we'll get to some news. I know some things are going on in the world. So I guess we might as well talk about them. I didn't mean to do that. But so let's go ahead and get to it right here, right now on the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. Heard it all before. Big up, everybody. Welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. Go by the name of the Ear Doctor. Thank y'all for tuning in. At this time, right here, right now, I would like to ask y'all to hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com. Become a member over there. And that way, you can get footage that's rare. And also, bottom of the screen, if you haven't seen, blkliberationmedia.org. Go there and donate. We are demonetized over here, so that is the only way we can make sure everybody and everything is taken care of on the production side. All right, with that said, I want to go and do a quick artist spotlight. So since we're doing an artist spotlight, let me get out of space and let me go to where the music resides. All right, let me talk about this sister. She actually was a one-hit wonder, so this is going to be very quick. She goes by the name of Sunshine Anderson. Yes, Sunshine Anderson. I got to perform with her a couple times here in Atlanta. She actually lives here now. And she performed her song, which was Heard It All Before. Now, she's coming straight out of North Kakalaki, Winston-Salem. And she came out with this song. What was this? Back in 2001? Yeah, 2001, she came out and hit the scene with this song right here. She actually got to get put out by and managed by the other singer, Macy Gray. I know we haven't heard from her in a while. Probably need to do something on her. And then she got on Atlantic Records, put this album out, tried to come out with some more albums, like 3 or 4 more. And really, this was the only one that hit. She also got signed to Matthew Knowles' record label. And he couldn't do anything with it either. So, yeah, that's it. She had Heard It All Before. That was her big song. And big up to the sister. She did her thing with this song. All right. With that said, let's go ahead and get back to it. This is the Remix Morning Show. Let's get back to the crew that you know. Let's do it.
Baby, it's not what you think. That's what you said to me. But your lies ain't working now. Look who's hurting now.
Shut you down.
Love that track.
Yeah, that's the party shit.
And I love the Ghostface remix on Hidden Darts of that too. One of my favorites. And but Ricky's in there telling you that's not her only song.
Oh my goodness, here she go.
And that you being rude.
Name another one.
Name it, Ricky, because I can't call it off the top of my head. She did have another song, but I can't tell you what it was.
Yeah, it's all good. Ricky.
Didn't Macy Gray become some conspiratorial right winger? That's wild. I didn't know that. I've only seen her. She did the rounds recently on these competition game shows where you're, The Voice or whatever, and some other one. We saw her pop up on a couple of them recently, but I don't know anything else. I thought she was going to do well had a little acting career at one point too.
Yeah, she was in Training Day.
Mm-hmm.
Not with that voice. You want to hear that all the time.
It could work. It could work out if in
novelty.
Yeah, you're right.
But she's an actress. She could switch up her voice, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen the movie she did? Did she?
Training Day.
Yeah.
No,
The movie. The one movie.
she did
That
not.
one movie. She did not know. Mm-mm.
Oh my goodness. All right, so that's your artist spotlight of the day. I'll catch you on the next break. Peace.
Thank you, Ear Doctor. All right. What's
So
up?
should we
y'all?
slap the map?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah,
and
slap it.
Or two-step. Hey, what's up, y'all? Today is Thursday, October the 17th. It's the Remix Morning Show here on Black Liberation Media. My name is Kim Brown. I'm joined with the esteemed Kamau K. Franklin, the also uber esteemed Reverend Dr. Jared Bowl. The ear doctor's in the cut. By the way, did you guys catch Tuesday's replay show where we did actually slap the map? And I was like, oh, slap the map. Oh, and then we had some unexpected guests. I said, oh, look at that. I said, what a difference a year makes.
Oh, wow. So all I saw were unfortunately, no, I missed it. Unfortunately, Marley had her surgery that morning.
Oh, how's the baby doing?
And she's all right.
But yeah.
I mean, they found a little bit more damage in the knee, but it was, a little bit. So she's going to be, it's going to be a rough month for baby girl. But so I did admit, but I saw the text messages and was like, uh-oh. Ruh-roh.
I was laughing my ass off. I said, look at this shit. I said, wow, I didn't even know everybody was still cool a year ago. I guess we was. So
it's all good. Just a year.
feel like we broke up years ago. But no, last year it was better.
I was like, yo, we should play all those joints. We own them. I was like, I don't have a problem playing any of them.
I didn't either. I mean, fuck it. It's a point in history. You know what I'm saying? It's part of this platform's historical record. Just like we can't erase Diddy from the 90s. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
You can't erase the past.
Oh, we should. Are we old enough to have like a nostalgia day where we play old videos from like 3 years ago or 4 years ago or when we first started?
Yo, Jared got a box of BPM clothes. I'm telling you got to bring them out.
I don't. The hopefully the houseless of Baltimore are rocking.
You gave them
BPM.
all away.
Yeah, I gave them every single thing. Got dropped off.
You didn't leave one. You didn't one to cut the grass. You didn't hold on to one.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not like I don't even do the nostalgia. Like I'm like once is like cut all ties, erase as much of the memory as possible.
Jared said, we exes. We are exes, nigga.
Yeah.
You was in the past.
Yeah. It is true. For all my flaws, people have never had to worry about, like, I'm never confused with the stalker or the whatever. Once it's done, it's a wrap. Like, you never going
which one I'm not one to be. There is no reason for no reminiscing. I'm about to call you in 2 months and be like, it's like, if we're done, we're done.
No. And
y'all don't send out them feeler text. Hey, big head.
No.
or as the kids do, WYD. No.
What you doing? What you doing?
Oh, I was trying to figure it out.
What you doing?
I had to stop for a second to figure it out. The acronyms.
But I'm open. If somebody contacts me, I'm most of the time I'm open to like a whatever. But if it feels like it's done, it's like, okay, I might be sad for a little bit, but I'm all right. I'll make it. That's the attitude. But we should have it like a nostalgia. Like what's a good nostalgic Monday at like 10 p.m. Run some old like Last Dope Intellectual, the year that Jared was on it the first year. This is like 4 years old now.
Yeah.
And it was I thought they were good.
He's like,
I did. I
they
thought
were good. No, those were good shows.
I'll admit they could have used some production help, some editing. It's bare minimum.
Thank you, Latif. Throwback Thursdays. That's what I was
Throwback Thursdays. Latif.
That.
Yes.
In my head, I was going nostalgia. What day of the week starts with an N?
That days.
Was going through my head. Yeah.
No days.
No days.
No days.
Renegade culture.
Oh,
yeah, throw them
shit.
joints on. Some of them
Oh,
joints
fuck.
was fun.
And they were. I loved that show. I did love that show. But
Nigga, the tri-state was acting a fucking fool. Renegade culture between the tri-state and y'all niggas. Yes, y'all was doing a lot.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
running back. We got 1,000 videos on this channel, 2,000 videos on this channel.
Yeah, it can't hurt.
We could get some replays.
all right.
All right.
Well, all right. So anybody got somewhere they want to start with or further reminisce about?
I got no news to start with.
Erica did lace us, and one thing that did catch my eye here was these clips from Kamala Harris's visit to the Shade Room.
Oh yeah,
sure.
Should we check that out a little bit?
Yeah.
Visit to Roland Martin the other day was some hot mess.
A mess. I did watch some of that Roland Martin interview, and I was more disappointed with Roland than usual, right? Like I take Roland to be a real journalist, right? I know Roland is capable of asking great questions. He did not ask great questions of Kamala Harris. And it just screamed of these questions were pre-approved and screened, and Roland is not at liberty to hit her with a follow-up question lest he never interview her again. Right. So
that's basically it.
A script. And it's a sad state of affairs. Like, it's sad. Like, she didn't answer all her answers was bad. So if she gave bad answers with Roland Martin, I can only imagine what this Shade Room shit is going to sound like.
Well, thankfully the clips are short, so let's see what she has to say here.
Is to give people first-time home buyers a $25,000.
Oh, so it's the same
down payment assistance, because what you and I know is a lot of folks want to be a homeowner, but they don't come from money. They don't come from some families that can necessarily give them or pass on a home or give them the equity out of their home to help them with the down payment. $25,000 down payment assistance just helps people get their foot in the door to then save up to cover a mortgage. $6,000 child tax credit. I'm expanding the child tax credit to $6,000 for young families, so that in the first year of their child's life, they have the resources they need to buy a crib, a car seat, clothes, knowing that all parents have a natural desire to parent their children well, but not all parents have the resources to be able to do that. Opportunity is to.
So doesn't the average American citizen have $6,000 in credit card debt?
Doesn't it cost $10,000 for a hospital delivery? So here's $6,000.
I remember when I got that bill, I was like, "What? These kids cost money?" I was like, "What the fuck?"
They cost money on day one. Come out.
Like, charging me for delivering my kid into the world like this?
Wait a minute. Did I get a bill? Our insurance didn't cover that. Did I get a bill after that?
I just got fired from the sheriff's job.
Oh, okay.
What's the thing?
Fired from the where?
When we talked about bad job in Mississippi, I worked for the sheriff. I got the sheriff elected, and I worked for him for I lasted like 3 months at best.
You was working for cops?
Right.
I told y'all this story.
Mal
we
has
were
told
taking
us
over
this is a
Jackson,
great.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
Hit him in the head with all them books behind him. Every single book.
It was a mess. At one point I thought he was going to like shoot me in the back of the head and drop me in the ditch, because I went back and told my people about the command structure. The next day I walk into the office, he's like, "I know what you did." I was like, "You got fucking," in my head I'm going like, "You got fucking spies in my organization?"
Yes.
This is crazy.
Wow.
I kept it cool, as the other big dude, like his deputy, stood behind me as I sat in the chair and he sat on his desk. I was like, what the fuck is about to happen here? Okay.
Was that all for Kamala?
No, we got a couple more.
No, we got more. No, I'm sorry.
No. I thought it was about to. I just wanted to give Kamala room on that one. Yeah.
Work for the pork. I didn't. I worked
for the pork for about 3 or 4 months. I got the pork elected, and I worked for the pork.
God damn! What happened to you? Was you depressed? What
we were taking over Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
We got the first black sheriff, your mother. We got the
Oh.
first black sheriff elected. And then when we got him elected, he decided he was going to bring in all his white conservative boys. After he used us more than we used him. He wanted Chokwe to be Chokwe, who was madly popular, to campaign for him or, support getting the first black sheriff elected. And once we did that, he was like, oh, I don't know about all this black stuff. And he was dumb. You know what I mean? Like, he's classic dumb. But he outsmarted us in that way. We just took him as like a dumb old country. Like the whole stereotype is like, this dude is not this bright.
But armed and dumb.
Yes.
Armed with a license.
But not dumb though, right? Hit you with that country finesse. Hit you with that slow talk and think fast. You know what I'm saying?
And then he lost the next election. So
well, he didn't. Yeah. So. But I'm sorry. Back to the other cop Mala.
I think
Kamala.
I've only been fired. The only person I would have known to have been armed when I got fired was the woman that owned that bar. But yeah, because I was trying to think, have I been fired by somebody that I know was armed? Anyway.
What were you doing in the bar?
I was bartending.
Okay.
And it was, I told it here too. I got drunk I had my birthday party at the bar. And everybody sat there for hours, and she was like, she called me to the back afterwards, and I had to like stagger back there, and she was looking at the receipts, and she was like, the bar was full all night. It's like $50 in here. And I was just like, she was like, don't come back. And I was like, all right. But she was a tough old Asian lady, man. She did probably, I'm sure she has something under that desk somewhere behind that desk.
It was $50 in here.
It was something ridiculous. It was crazy. I did very little to cover my tracks on that one. And I mean, because we were there for hours, just drunkish, and I'm the drunkest one. I mean, it was a bad look all the way around. But yeah. All right, so here we go with number 2 here. Maybe pun intended. Here we go.
We capped the cost of prescription medication at $2,000 a year for seniors and capped the cost of insulin at $35 for our seniors. That's
what about everybody else?
Our
Don't
parents,
matter.
Black
This shit took 5 years to kick in.
right. Diabetes. His plan would eliminate that cap. So part of the reason that I am out here talking with folks, listening to folks, is to make sure that I am communicating and letting them know about the real contrast that is being presented. We kept.
So remember when they used to tell us that Obamacare was going to be the step towards universal health care? Remember that was the line, like we got to take steps. And now she's talking about is we're holding the line at these ridiculous standards. And meanwhile, still telling us that Trump is going to make it worse. So it's like, but what about advancing the shit?
Thank you. Thank you. Where are the new ideas? Like, where are the ideas to go beyond the established status quo that you're trying to hold the line and maintain on? And for them, the Biden administration and her campaign to keep regurgitating about the $35 cap on insulin for seniors. We have a $2,000 cap on prescriptions for seniors. There was a study that came out, I think, from Case Western University that tracked over 600,000 children who contracted COVID during the pandemic. And what they found was 50% of children who contracted COVID either will develop or have developed type 2 diabetes. Okay. Wow. So when you talk about we got $35 cap for insulin for seniors, it really omits the whole swaths of population of this very unhealthy nation that has diabetes. So I'm happy that seniors got that, but what about everybody else?
You got to make it to old first.
Well, we know how that's going for Gen X.
Right.
Not well.
I mean, really, yeah.
Not well.
All right, so this one is a 2-minute clip, slightly longer, because it looks like we actually get to hear a question being asked. Though it's clear, the script is pretty clear.
You're saying Black men aren't as, quote, excited or fired up for you. How do you respond to that?
Well, that's not my experience.
Okay.
That's why I didn't marry one.
That's not my experience. 2 election day has not arrived yet.
Okay.
And the third point that is probably the most important point is this. When journalists ask me this question, I often will say to them that let's be clear that your underlying premise is not an assumption that I'm supposed to have Black men in my back pocket in terms of their vote, and that I should be taking that for granted, because I don't. Black men are no different from anybody else. They expect that you have to earn their vote. And that's why I'm out here doing the work that I'm doing about talking with folks, listening with folks, because I'm running for president of the United States.
Cryptocurrency.
Right.
And it is incumbent on me to earn the support. And that is why I'm talking with folks about the work that I have done
I feel
in
like
my
she
career,
slowed down on
whether
this
it be
question.
in particular as vice president, what I've done to put more billions of dollars actually into community banks to increase
Her
access to
first part was a
capital for
smart
small
political
business owners.
answer. It's not a
Even
bad
before I was
political
running for president, I convened a bunch of Black small business owners, all who were men, and I purposely convened them I brought them into my ceremonial office at the White House to have a meeting about what their needs are and to make sure that they have the information about what's available to them in terms of financing, capital, and access to capital, support for what they want to do in terms of building or growing their business.
So you sent them to the website.
That's the kind of work I will continue to do. But here's the other thing.
I can't stand this lady.
answer.
I'm tired.
Why does she sound like a
didn't go to
drunk
Howard.
auntie?
She did seem to slow down in that answer. She seemed like I don't know. It just sounded weird all of a sudden.
You got to put back up her, I think Jackie put it up the other day, her list of what she's doing for Black men and others. It was too hilarious.
Others.
Yeah, and others. It really did say, like, we're opening up, like, what was it? Like 25,000 for 10 million people, some weird ass shit that added up to like $20 billion, which is never happening anyway. But at the end, it said for Black men and others. It's like,
yeah. So. No, and when she said, to your point, when she talks about her crypto thing, she says this. She at one point was saying, I think to Roland Martin, the crypto is specifically going to help Black men. My policy around that is going to help the Black men who are investing in that space, and it's wild.
It's ridiculous.
And that's a better word for it. It's ridiculous. So one more here. This is where she's gonna bring it home and get us all on her team. Here we go.
If you didn't go to Howard, is there another school?
I can't imagine a world like that.
Would you be a Spelman? Would you be a Spelman girl? Would you go to FAMU?
No questions about genocide
down there in Florida.
There's no time for that.
And they should be. And there is a reason that Howard is called the Mecca.
Ooh.
And I'm very proud to be a bison. See, we all have fun with each other. But you know what? We have fun with each other because here's the thing that we know, all of us, you mentioned all the schools, whether it be Spelman, FAMU, all
HBC.
all these schools.
So what is those other Black schools?
We have fun banter among us that is absolutely rooted in a collective pride that we share about our HBCU roots, because it is a very special experience. And it is something that gives us a kindred, I think, look on life about pride and about the pride in the success that we collectively achieve. A knowledge that we collectively stand on very broad shoulders.
This is nonsense.
Of those historic leaders.
Why is she struggling with this one? She should have like a good pack answer for this one.
And it is actually with that spirit and that sense of family that then we give each other a hard time about which school does what.
That's tough questioning.
Yeah.
Steve Harvey said remember when he got chided for not raising difficult questions, and he basically yelled at everybody saying, "You're right. I'm here to help get this woman elected. What are you talking about?" At least he was being honest. These other folks are, I think, I don't know the full interview here, but there is that pretense of we're still journalists. We're just doing and it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Most of them aren't journalists. They're like, they're just so happy to be in front of her. And then you can see my man put on his best suit, his best look. He got to shave upright. He was just so happy to be in front of her. And because again, for him, it's like I'm getting millions of views with this. They're going to publicize it. I'm going to publicize it. It's a win-win situation. I don't care about the black. You don't really care about what she going to do policy-wise because she's not doing any of that shit that she's talking about. All she wants is to be on, and for whatever reason, she's been told that she needs to go down this road to get that to shore up the black vote because apparently although again she's getting high percentages, it sounds like the turnout may be lacking, and that they want to try to get the amount of people coming out to vote up. So apparently that's her big thing or whatever.
I'm confused. Has she been asked about Marcellus Williams in any of these interviews?
Nope.
Not that I've seen, no.
I mean, as a prosecutor, I'm a prosecutor. As a prosecutor, are you not worried about a disgusting miscarriage of justice where an innocent person was put to death, a black man? You ain't got nothing to say about that black man, Madam Prosecutor? Didn't the Biden administration just end TPS, the temporary protected status for Haitians, Venezuelans, Cubans? 500,000 immigrants are about to lose their protected status under the Biden administration. I was deeply disappointed in Roland Martin. Again, he asked her about immigration. And you know what? Fuck these black prosecutors because they get on my nerves with this shit. Angela Alsobrooks, the former prosecutor who's running for senator here in Maryland, during her debate with Larry Hogan, again, was asked about immigration, Prince George's County being a sanctuary city. She starts off, well, as a prosecutor, I was going after the gangs. Bitch, we asked you about immigrants. Didn't nobody say shit about fucking gangs? Like, it's a situation that everyone coming across the border is a fucking gang member. Like, how disgusting and gross is that? And Kamala Harris, same way. When Roland asked her about immigration, well, I prosecuted transnational gang members. Bitch, what about the motherfuckers picking the strawberries? What is you talking about?
She said, don't come. Cop MD says, what's wrong with this answer? Dr. Ball also stutters. I appreciate being made the standard for all political commentary. And,
Jared, are you running for president? Jared.
Not that I last checked, no. But
are you on the stump? Jared.
But I don't think we're making fun of the stutter as much as the content of the response.
Give a damn about this lady's stutter.
Yeah.
That wasn't what we were talking about.
I will say this. Let me give her a little bit of credit. I'm impressed with her stamina. Because, nigga, I'm 15 years younger than her. I'm looking at her schedule. Nigga, I'm sleepy. Okay. Kamala is everywhere. Okay. I'm tired watching her. I don't care if she's slow talking sometime. The bottom line is, talking quick or slow, her answers are nonsense and bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Period. She say the shit fast or slow. It's the same goddamn shit.
At any tempo, at any time signature.
Thank you. Talking about
that's another reason they had to replace Joe Biden. It's like he couldn't keep up with that schedule. It's like, come on. There's no way. Could you imagine the good TV we would have had if Joe Biden was doing all these things?
First of all, Joe Biden to this goddamn day. It drives me crazy to see Joe Biden answering questions as he's walking to and fro Marine One, right? Why is it acceptable for the press to holler out questions to the president with a helicopter whirring in the background? And this has been how Joe Biden has answered questions from the press for 4 whole years.
Because he's not doing no press conferences.
He's had like 3 in his whole presidency. This nigga George W. Bush used to address the media weekly, y'all. Like, and it's amazing to me that these presidents don't have to do that anymore. I'm like, nigga, if W stood up in there and answered questions, how come Biden can't stand up in there and answer a couple questions once a week?
Even Bush, you're right. That's a really good point. Bush did it. He did them so often that he got Helen Thomas removed for a while because he was like, I'm going to keep being here, but we can't both be here. I'm in here asking me these motherfucking questions about Palestinians. Like, get her out of here already.
No one with hard questions is allowed.
Yeah, but he was at least showing up.
A room full of shade rooms. That's what it'll be now if they do it. The people who are getting the entertainment journals are going to get all the press passes to come in. Well, I guess they don't even need. I mean, ABC, CBS, they all ask bullshit questions too, mostly. The only ones I like, I haven't watched the full interview, but I like those State Department interviews that people keep clipping.
I'm gonna send you one right now.
Because they keep they keep asking the State Department people, they be grilling them, and it's so obvious that their answers are such bullshit, or they just don't care, or they're just. I think we talked about this a little bit. The last one I saw, where the guy asked, he laid it out. He was like, Israel just blew up a hospital. There's pictures of the burning, whatever. He's like, oh, it's terrible. Israel needs to be more careful about blah, blah, blah. He's like, you consider this a war crime? He's like, we don't know what was in the building, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, shit.
We don't know what was in the building.
I was like, oh, shit.
But it's the foreign press, if you pay attention. It's the foreign press asking the tough questions of the State Department. Or whoever random person might be in there from the gray zone or whoever. But
no, you're right.
You're
1,000% right.
It's like, get this guy out of here. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So one last quick point. It is shameful. The black press kind of, I hope somewhere in the black press, someone is lamenting the state of affairs regarding these interviews. I hope somewhere within that black press atmosphere, I'm gonna have to check in on Richard Prince and them and see what is somebody raising any questions anywhere.
They got all the tough questions. They got all the tough questions for Trump at the fucking NABJ convention. You feel me?
Who is the black press at this point? Who do we consider black press? I mean, would Mark Lamont Hill qualify? He gets interviews, right?
Yeah.
Probably. I'm even still thinking maybe I'm the Root or the Griot or whatever's left of the traditional black press online isn't, honestly, I don't even know what's still happening.
Yeah, I don't even know who's still considered.
The Afro still publishes, the Chicago
Afro?
Defender. Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
there's still the Final Call, maybe. The Final Call is raising questions, Brother Jamil says.
Well, Black Agenda Report, obviously, but they're not getting a Kamala interview.
No. And I don't. And honestly, I'm not even thinking. Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I'm thinking of them as a separate category, to be honest.
Okay. Well, that's fair too.
But even then, yeah, you're right. They wouldn't. They wouldn't be allowed anywhere near a Kamala Harris press.
That's what we need to find. We need to find that Obama clip of him finger wagging black men. Can I tell brothers just generally? I heard the ear doctor raise this sentiment. Gentlemen, don't feel bad about publicly criticizing Kamala Harris, okay? Because there's sisters out here standing with y'all too, okay? Like we can all be ain't shit together in the eyes of the bougies. That's okay, because I don't even take it as misogynistic when black men say they're not going to vote for Kamala Harris. They're entitled to make their political calculus however they choose to. Some may be doing it based on misogynoir reasons, but others might just be paying attention to her answers and to her stances on particular issues. Like it is perfectly valid to not vote for Kamala Harris and totally valid to criticize her publicly.
Mm-hmm. So I saw this great. There's this online thing, and they put up something around voting for her, and it was like over 500 responses. What was great about it was like the amount of people who were questioning her and questioning why they won't be voting, or putting statements about, I can't support somebody who supports genocide, or whatever, talking about her thing. And so people were, the folks who put it up were irate. They kept to try to respond answer for answer, but it seemed to be a good amount of people that were questioning. And they were also saying, like, I'm not voting for Trump, but that still don't mean that I'm going to vote for this Democrat either, just because she's being put up there as like the new Obama or whatever. So it is in some, so in some ways, I'm not saying we're past it, because I think the ginned up energy is out there or whatever like that. But whether or not it's going to pay off in terms of the numbers is another question. But I do like that people are firing back, and some for really some really good reasons. It's not about whether or not she's a woman. It's about whether or not she's supporting genocide. So it's like, great.
Well, speaking of
Clean
genocide.
No.
Yeah. Genocide needs
killing
crack.
the beats.
Right.
Killing the
beats.
turntables.
Wow.
You know what I'm
There you
saying?
go.
Oh my goodness. Yo, fellas, if the lady asks you why you on a date, who are you voting for? Just say I'm looking at their policies. That's it.
Fair, but what if she agrees with you, ear doctor?
Oh, then she's coming home. But
Oh
Damn.
wow.
With a treat for her.
Wow.
What a treat. She
In
just
addition to
scored.
your I voted sticker.
Does she get to bring her bags? Like, what you mean
Right.
she coming home? Like,
She's
what?
coming home.
He does
She's
not
coming
mean
home.
that. He means
I-
like
well.
20
Nah,
minutes
you
in the
can't bring them
shower.
home. They can't know they can't know where you live at that quick.
20 minutes in an Uber.
20 minutes in the Uber.
That's a
what he
mess.
Oh, ear
Oh,
doctors
my
ladies got cars.
Hey, you better
did.
believe
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You better believe it. All right, so
I don't have one of my own.
Uber, you need an Uber. You don't got the app on your phone? I don't know. There's a bus stop down there for you.
yo, you know I used Uber once in my life, like actually used one.
Really?
I always drive.
Only
Yeah.
once?
Mm-hmm. I'm not too keen with people driving me around. I don't know them
Please.
like that.
I'm trying to never drive again.
You never used cabs back in the day for anything?
Cab?
Not really.
Cab, taxi, cab? No.
Nah, not really.
Oh,
I mean, you got the trains. You need a cab for it. All right.
That
So
is
I guess
also someone driving you, by the way. Just FYI.
but you know, the Uber driver, they've been smoking, drinking. I ain't saying
Lord.
that the people at Amtrak or Metro ain't, but you know,
Have
We
you
hope.
seen the accidents caused by
You know what I'm
folks smoking?
saying?
I'm just saying. I feel a little more secure with a person that can get fired very quickly for fucking up. So yeah. I guess
That's
we go ahead
one
and take a
All right, my bad. Go ahead. My bad.
Break. Yes. Let's move this break
All
along.
right, let's do it. Welcome to Remix Morning Show, y'all. Hey, real quick, make sure y'all tune in at 11 o'clock for the classical breakdown, Music 101, as we take you to the year of 1978.
Oh, that was my year.
Mm-hmm. We are
Yeah,
going to get
buddy.
into that.
Put that picture back up. Let me see who's in there. Who's that
Okay.
person all the way to the left, the top left?
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
That is Bob Dylan. Okay, I was like,
Yeah.
is that Bob
Travolta
Dylan?
and
The
Olivia
Grease movie came
Newton-John.
out. Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
You didn't
wow,
make this.
the
You just
whites.
found this someplace. That's what this is. Okay.
That's White Whites.
You got the
Yeah.
Commodores down there.
Commodores, yeah. I
He
mean, you
found
got
Grateful Dead. I went to a Dead show.
Okay, look at that.
Never.
Look at that. So make sure y'all
Yeah.
tune in at 11. So right now we're gonna take a quick break and hit y'all in the head with some something. So just stay tuned right here in the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. Baby, why don't you love me for free? Da, 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 da. Big up to Akinelli. Yo, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm in the living room. I was sitting and watching some great programming, and I said, man, Black Liberation Media got some shows on it. So I started watching the new Brokish and was like, oh, they're back, season 10. Let's see what they talking about. So let's see what they was talking about here on Brokish.
And so the question of if Israel doesn't have the right to exist, then why do the Palestinians have a right to exist? And it's like,
what you talking about? Yeah.
and the whole time, just the smug way that he went about asking the questions and how he just dismissed the idea of there being a right and a wrong as relates to genocide, as relates to apartheid, was mind-blowing. And the thing probably that, and this should not have pissed me off the most, like it should not have been, it was the least egregious of all the things. But at the end, when he said to that black man, Ta-Nehisi Coates, and looked him in his face and said, we're going to still invite you to the holiday, I wanted to jump through the computer. I was like, and I was mad on two sides. I was mad at him for acting as sort of this gatekeeper to this polite society where, you know, we will still let you come through the front door. You don't have to go around back, Ta-Nehisi. And I was so mad at that. But then I was also a little bit mad at Ta-Nehisi because he laughed. And I'm like, Ta-Nehisi, if he sent you the invitation, I feel like you'll go.
Let me find out. It's a lot more on that new episode of Broken, so make sure y'all go check that out. Hit the like button, subscribe, go to patreon.com, become a member over there, and also go to the bottom of the page and see blkliberationmedia.org and donate there. All right, now let's get back to it on the Remix Morning Show. Let's go.
You think he'll go? You think he'll go to the dinner?
What dinner? Ta-Nehisi Coates?
Yeah. If the Zionists asked him, he's like right away. You're like,
I've been reading The Messenger. It's dude can write. I mean, The Message or whatever the book is. But he can write. But I haven't read enough yet or finished that section yet but I kind of get that impression that, you know,
He's already RSVP.
Now, again, my homeboy Dr. Burroughs is saying he should be credited because he's destroyed his relationships. But I'm gonna have, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I get that vibe from the reading. We'll have to come back to that. Yeah. But
you know, any critique is too much of a critique. So for them, so I think that. So I give him a little grace, but I agree that he's threading the needle here. He's trying to figure out, how do I stand on my principle, but still keep all these good relationships with these good white people, kind of thing.
That's hard.
He can write though. It's a good read. It's, you know. But I'm also in prepared for getting ready for Saturday, reading this new book of the memoir from Maroon Schultz. And that's an even better. That is an incredible read, and reading the evolution from community organization to as he said to the time before fear, when he becomes part of the underground army, the Black Liberation Army. And wow. Yeah. So anyway, and to read them sort of almost at the same time, that maybe that's where I'm getting I'm feeling the distance from old boy. But
Jared, I didn't get to check out the whole show, but y'all reviewed I believe Friday Night Fight and
Fight Night.
Yeah, that was good.
Did you see it?
Yeah, my homegirl, my little sister was in it. Yakini Horn, big up to her. She did her thing. She was the one at the door said, "Welcome to the party."
Really?
Yeah. So big up to all the people in the ATL that was in that film too. But that was a good film. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like you said,
Kevin Hart's new series on Peacock, Fight Night, the $1 Million Heist.
Yeah.
With Sam Jackson, Taraji P. Henson, Terrence Howard, Don Cheadle. It's like it's the Black All-Stars.
Yeah. It's a TV show or a movie?
It's a series on Peacock. It feels like a long movie, but it's a series technically.
Like 8 episodes or some shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like he does that every 5 minutes. He's doing another. He's like a jewel thief kind of shit. Like, you're 5'2". Who's believing you're a jewel thief?
Well, this was a true story, actually. This was about the Muhammad
Ali. 5'2".
Who
did it?
Was this some sort of radical thing, or was it just niggas robbing? Okay, see, that's the shit. I'm like, why is it that we get the greatest stories of like the greatest hustlers, gangsters, killers, heisters? Where's the BLA stories? Kevin Hart,
never.
Peacock.
I mean, it would never. They couldn't do it, and if they did it, I would almost be terrified.
Right? There's no way you would ease up on that.
But I think Kim raises. I mean, that's essentially my own starting point. That these are the only stories we get. And as much as I admit enjoying elements of it and having fun, it's all we get. And it's ultimately a praise song for the Black bourgeoisie and Black capitalism. So it's not, you get a little Muhammad Ali and that's it.
Not to be disrespectful, I'm not trying to be funny. But
you are.
I'm not. It's gonna sound like I am, but I'm not.
Anybody starts a sentence
off to a great start. Yes.
I don't mean to disrespect you, but
This is gonna be
those of a
good.
certain age who might remember, because I only have vague memories of Shaka Zulu, the mini series, right? That they ran on regular ass television over many nights. Like, what was the impact? Because the African warrior, right, fighting the colonizers. So what? I can't grade Shaka Zulu. But was Shaka Zulu like a resistance story that was unusually told to the American masses? Do you guys recall?
First of all, it was a different I remember it. It was a different time. So I think you would even be more likely to get something even more radical then than you get now. But the story itself, it was presented as an African resistance story to British colonialism. But it's misunderstood history. So, and I don't remember the details. It's been a while since I looked at this history, but I'm sure the chat will get this correct. But Shaka was not necessarily, he didn't fight the British directly. He fought other Africans in an attempt, depending on whose views you look at, to galvanize African resistance for the coming onslaught of the whites. Others with a more negative view say he was more of a black conqueror of other Africans. But so the movie sort of sets it up to be this colossal, the here come the whites and here's this African resistance story. And if I remember correct, because this is the one with Michael Keaton. Am I remembering? I think, are we talking about the same? I'm remembering the Michael Keaton movie.
I'm just remembering whatever was the miniseries that they showed.
So maybe I'm not even remembering the right thing.
Chat, am I misremembering this? Because I mean, I was a small kid, and we know Kamau had bills, so Kamau might remember.
I think Angela has it right. Angela Walker has it right. He was a flawed and complex character. Yeah. For sure.
No, I don't. Yes, all of the above. But I would take it to be unusual that such a story would be featured on American prime time as a mini. Again, this is along the lines of Roots, along like a mini series. Y'all youngins too young to remember the mini series. I guess Peacock and Netflix, these are the new mini series, right? But when everybody was stuck watching the same 4 channels, they ran they ran Shaka Zulu.
Yeah.
On ABC, right? It was one of them networks.
I don't remember it. Maybe it was like shortly after Roots or some shit, so they figured they can get it done. I don't know. But I don't remember.
But I also think it was meant to give some. It does. I think it also was meant to make the British look better than they were. It wasn't like this condemnation of colonialism per se. But it was also a time. Remember, I mean, we were getting. I think there was this. This was still part of the suppressive post Black Power era media blitz that we were getting, where there was a moment of, I think, relatively speaking, obviously, of advances in some progressive display of blackness, after the Amos and Andy era and all that other stuff. So, like, we would get even that Oakland News, I think it was Oakland News Channel produced Day of the Gun, which was an ultimately anti-George Jackson story, but something that gave like a long expose into George Jackson. There was even the movie that was supposed to have been about George Jackson, but they changed everybody's name. Now I can't remember it. There was a whole bunch of stuff coming out of Hollywood in general for a time that was more critical of the world in general, where there's even in one of the documentaries I used to show in my class where you saw Jane Fonda being given an orgasm by a man in a wheelchair, which was in one of those 70s movies, which was meant to be like,
or something like that.
Yeah. And it was discussed in this documentary as something we would never see today. And it was a threat and a challenge to manhood of the time, that this disabled man was able to give pleasure to this woman, and you saw her pleasure on screen was also the point. Like they left you looking at her face as she was enjoying herself, and that's just like we would never, we wouldn't see that kind of. So it was like, anyway, I'm just trying to, there was, I think, a moment where we got some things that I don't even think we would get today unless it showed up as Get Out or
Now wait a minute. I never looked at this, but maybe y'all saw the movie, the Nat Turner movie. Like it was supposed to be a big deal. But then when my man,
more recent one, Nate Parker's.
The Nate Parker one. Like
Oh
it
my
was going to be a big
It was a
deal.
mess.
But then when he had his scandal,
Yeah.
all of a sudden nobody started talking about it again. He was basically accused of rape. But the movie
Of
itself,
a white woman too, by the way.
Yeah.
That was the other part of it.
And he has a white wife. I don't know if people know that. But the movie itself, was the movie any good? Because I
thought it was terrible for a number. Did any of you see it? Did you all remember seeing it?
I was discouraged from seeing it because from what I understand, it was not historically accurate, right? Coming out the gate. Like there was some blatant discrepancies that turned me off to even want to see the movie. And then from what I understand, there was some prolonged rape scene, I think with Gabrielle Union, that people that I know saw the movie kind of described it as kind of gratuitous and like it was doing too much. And it's like, hard pass.
You get my bad, your doctor. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking. I didn't want to get away from it, but I was just thinking. Could the chat and the host tell me the most revolutionary political movie that they can say, okay, this was how this was done right? To me, I would say it's crazy, but Django.
Oh hell no, absolutely not.
The Battle of Algiers.
No, that movie is no.
Okay, I didn't ask y'all to judge my movie. I asked y'all what y'all thought.
I mean, Django is particularly bad.
I mean, the fact that they got back to the white man and he left with the sister at the end of the movie. I'm just saying. And we got to see the coon in Samuel L. Jackson. It showed a lot of different aspects. Who?
The white man. Remember, Django, the white man is killed by the white man. We don't even get the payoff. So he kills Sam Jackson. The DiCaprio is killed by a white character. So we don't get the payoff that you. I don't think you're remembering that correctly. And there's a number of other issues in Django as well. Sam Jackson is killed by what's his name? Candyman. I saw that in the chat. Somebody put the recent version of Candyman might be, in terms of his recent history, I think Battle of Algiers is correct. But the recent Candyman was, and speaking of old stuff on the channel, we did a review of that on here somewhere. That I think was pretty damn good. As close as we would get. But
I know it wasn't historically accurate at all. But the one with what was the woman? She played a woman warrior, and they battled.
Woman King.
Yeah, that was like cinematic. Not for.
That was a good one.
Cinematically, I thought it was a decently made movie. Not because it was like whatever. It just came.
Weren't they fighting more black people?
But that was the point. So this is what. So check it out. But check out how wild this stuff is. What's her name?
Viola
Lupita. No. I'm talking about Lupita. Lupita said, "I will not be in Woman King." Because Woman King depicted the real life women that the Dora Milaje and the Black Panther are supposed to be based on, but in reality, they were capturers of other Africans in deals with the Portuguese. So she was like, "I'm not going to be in that because it's going to make my Black Panther role look less revolutionary." So that was one wild thing. And now she is, of course, the face of De Beers Diamond Mine. So it's like, this is some crazy.
Strolling around with a white boy.
But she ain't break up with De Beers, though. I'd rather her keep her white man. Break up with De Beers. Keep your white man if you got to, but don't break up with him. So she can't. So that was, and then the movie itself, because we did a review of it here too, but the only good thing I remember joking about it was like the mixed dude was like a good guy. So they made the mixed dude a good guy. I was like,
I remember that. Yeah.
The mixed Portuguese, he turned out to be a good guy. I was like, go ahead. No, but that's the best thing you get in the film. It's nothing. By the way, look. I forgot what I was gonna say. Django messed my head up.
And
messed my head up
Rockers.
with Django.
Rockers was a good
Django.
revolutionary film to me.
I
You
don't know
stepped
that
all
one.
over my. I wanted to hear about
What?
the Nat Turner. What do you think of Nat
Oh,
Turner?
that's what I was going to say. So,
Oh.
it's similar to these. First of all, Nat Turner, you get like 90 minutes of just not only the rape scene that Kim talked about, but it's like 90 minutes of just Black suffering. You get like vivid Black suffering, from teeth getting knocked out, all kinds of, like, all kinds of lynchings, violence, all kinds of, and then you get and the whole time you're waiting and you're like, okay, but we're gonna get, but you don't get it. There is zero white death on screen. They even do the old Hitchcock scene shift when you see the brother kick the door open and you see the white man. First of all, he takes the Black girl, that child, off of his lap that he's in bed with, and then he's supposed to be getting his head cut off, but they cut away and all you see is blood splatter up on the wall.
Yeah.
So I was like, you don't even get. And then the scene, this is the worst part, the kid, the Black kid that snitches on Nat Turner in the film, which is not what happened, and that big battle that they show in the end didn't happen either. They leave out also the fact that he said, that Nat Turner apparently in real life said, don't kill the poor whites that have nothing to do with this, just get the slave masters, even the little baby. Like, they leave out all of that level of nuance and analysis and all of that, and they let the kid who snitches on Nat Turner, the final scene is him redeeming himself in the eyes of Hollywood by carrying the American flag for the Union Army into war against the Confederacy. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
No.
It was terrible.
I was like, what's that Denzel Washington movie when like the big
Glory.
things he picked up? Yeah, I was like, that's some bullshit.
Well, Glory is a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Glory was for me because, like, he was the renegade Negro. At first, he wasn't, but again, he overcomes his angst about fighting for the flag and freedom, and he picks up the flag to go into battle. It's like that twisty Hollywood shit. It's like, get the fuck out of here. So that part of it, yeah, that would bother me to no end. So that's the glorious sort of resistance that we do, is we fight in the Union to save the Union.
Yeah.
So what about Drop Squad?
I don't remember.
I used to love that movie.
I don't remember it enough.
I think that might be the most maybe on point. And that was Spike, wasn't it?
That was Spike.
Yeah.
It was Spike before he
You remember that, Kim? Drop Squad?
Never seen it.
Okay, check it out if you can.
Drop Squad would be, I think it would be worthy of a like a review, a reviewing or a return to viewing or a first time
like
viewing.
we're mixing fiction and nonfiction,
Correct.
Revolutionary stuff.
Yeah, we're all over the place. Yes.
Let's the lane. Like I never seen Django Neva because again, there was an extended rape scene, and again, there's something wrong with Quentin Tarantino. Okay, this motherfucker is not well. Something's the matter with him because there's rape scenes in damn near all of his movies, right? It don't even matter who's getting raped. Ving Rhames, Kerry Washington, like somehow a Black person, is taking a temporal L in his fucking movies. Something's wrong with that motherfucker, no doubt.
He also hates Bruce Lee. Apparently, he's got a whole anti-Bruce Lee thing he's been going through.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Weirdo.
After putting the old girl in the Kill Bill outfit of Bruce Lee.
But that was the point. So thanks to all these wonderful video essays on YouTube, thanks to our Google overlords, appreciate you. Never would I say a negative word about you. He put her in that outfit. Her being a white woman doing all of this was him using her to be, this is the white response to Bruce Lee. And he's gone on to give interviews. He told Bruce Lee's daughter to shut the fuck up.
Wow.
When she said, I didn't like how you depicted my father in that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood thing, depicting the stuntman beating up Bruce Lee on a set.
And Bruce Lee being extremely arrogant.
And then claiming that this was based on true story. Like Quentin Tarantino went on all these interviews saying this is what he had heard was the true story. None of which could be corroborated by the sources he was claiming to get it from. So it's just to Kim's point, he's just on this when he's done with the Black folks, then he's going for Chinese, for the Asians now too. He does not he's taken out, when he was working back in the day at Blockbuster, whatever he was working, thinking he was going to be a superstar. He was just waiting. He was like, I'm gonna get all these N's and Asian. I'm gonna get all of them back.
Get them all back.
I'm gonna get them all back. Wait, just wait.
Oh, I can't say nigga. I'm gonna put nigga 200 times in this script, niggas.
Exactly. And I'm gonna make niggas say niggas 200 times. Other niggas.
Right. Where's Sam, man? I know he can.
Sam.
Sam will do it. He's like Mikey with the cereal. Give Sam the N-word script. He'll say it. He'll add it when it's not in there.
Oh my God. All right, we did one story. Let me get out of here.
Oh wow.
You be the one derailing the stories.
Where was his break?
Akinelli and Brokish. Shout out to Sister Erica and Amber. Y'all check out the latest episode of Brokish. Available here on Black Liberation Media, as is the Remix Morning Show, now extended to 4 days a week, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. But y'all go to 11 on Fridays. Is that accurate?
Not supposed
to run over.
We had a little issue that needed further discussion last week, and from what I saw online yesterday, I think we might be in some extended discussion tomorrow too, because Curtis went in on Jill Stein and then apparently voted for Kamala. So it's like, I don't know what to say. So we'll wrap.
I hope he has a good argument. I was like, wait a minute. Your main argument was that Jill Stein is a Zionist and supports genocide, like secretly or behind closed doors. But then you go and vote for the person who openly supports?
Save it for tomorrow.
Okay, my bad.
We have to. He's not here, so it's just we just gotta
It's a little preamble.
So yes, to Kim's point, it might be a 10 plus, a.m. tomorrow, whatever.
So tune into that. Set your bells and your notifications for all the programming offerings here on Black Liberation Media. It's Kim, Jared, Kamau, Ed, Dr. Remixers. Thank y'all. As usual, engage. Y'all like the shit. Subscribe to the shit, our shit, all the shit. Thank you so much. And go to our satellite channels as well. I mix what I like. Are we still sending people to the Remix Morning Show? Yeah, fuck it. Go find the Remix Morning Show YouTube channel. Go subscribe over there as well. And if you want to support us with material support, blkliberationmedia.org, patreon.com/Black Liberation Media. Ungrateful ass Kamau. Kamau said he doesn't appreciate the free support. Let me say, I appreciate the free support. I appreciate all of our chatters, our commenters, our likers, our subscribers. Do what you can for the channel. If you can't send us any material resources, just be here is a lot. Because time is actually your most valuable commodity. So the fact that you spend any time here with us on this channel, we appreciate it in spite of Stop and Frisk Kamau.
Thank you for donating, as you're driving someplace at your job with your headphones on, doing something at home. We appreciate that. But nothing speaks like cash. Let's just be clear. We got a good donation earlier today. One so far today, just one.
Thank you. But see, that one might be making up for the 10 who want to donate but may not be able to.
All that money they're getting from Kamala.
Black Liberation. So I think one method I employ is that if I catch myself spending $3.99 to rent some piece of shit film, I'll throw $3.99 at some platform that need, you know what I mean? That's what I'm, when you're down to when you're really weighing things, it's really that's those are the discretionary funds that I would be targeting.
And let's make it 10 or more. $3.99, 10 or more.
But some of these movie rentals are $3.99, and then it's like it's worth not even that. And is now when the newer films come out on the digital, they want you to spend $20 at the house or whatever. If we do that, then I'm definitely kicking up to somebody, because I'm like, there's almost no film that comes out that's worth $20. And
I made a mistake.
So that's really what I'm saying.
My Amazon password. I'd be getting bills. I'd be like, what the fuck? Who rented these 9 movies over 2 days? What the hell? I got to cut that off this week.
I'm worse. My kids got my credit card. So it's just,
parents are doing this, and I'm not like they're doing it on the phone, credit card, getting them their own. I was like,
Cash App in my kids.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. You got to come to me. Come to me.
Nah,
I slipped up. I got to get back on my game.
Yeah, I do too. I gotta, I've just completely, I'm
Now,
the cat eyes get me.
All the things come out. You're not gonna be able to keep up with your children. Your kids are Gen Alpha. Come out. Your kids are 2 generations. They're 2 generations improved upon you. By the time they get teenagers, the laps. These children gonna be running around you. Jesus.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Kamala said, I thought I had $500 here, and then here come Maya with with something brand new and sparkly. How'd you get that?
I feel like the last 2 years are my last times of control. This is slow. Like exactly what you're saying. This is slowly moving towards that period as we speak.
Oh, the balance of power is about to shift.
Yeah.
Because your children are sharp. You know what I'm saying? Your daughter's very sharp. Your son is coming on up. You know what I'm saying? He's still a little boy, but the girl about to be running circles around you, sir.
He a little boy, but he knows what Amazon is.
Of course.
He's like costume for like, what should I be? Oh, I should make this up. And he's picking out accessories from like 12 different stores to be a samurai. Like, can't you find one fucking costume? One of those like costumes that you just like slip on. They come in the feet.
In the box.
In the box, yeah. You know what I'm saying? What is all this accessories? I got a sword. I got a mask from here. I got a belt from there. It's like, B, you're killing me right now. You're killing me. You're 9. You don't need all this. It's not a show. You're not going to a show.
But he's a Leo, so he got it. So anyway, you were saying.
No, Marley said, I can't go to homecoming in heels now because I'm on crutches and whatnot. So she said, buy me the new Jordans so I can have. And I was halfway typing. My wife had to interrupt. Was like, "What are you doing? She don't need no new Jordans." And I was over there like, "What size you need? The little cat eyes, Daddy. I need some Jordans." I was like, "I'll get them. What size you need? Overnight shipping."
Oh, she's still about to get them. She's about to
get something.
We suckers for our daughters. I took my daughter to go get a new dress for a homecoming thing that she gonna wear one time and never wear again this Saturday. God damn.
It don't matter.
I still have all my homecoming dresses, if that makes you feel any better, Air Doctor. And my graduation dress, which I can still fit.
Oh, damn. All right.
Really?
He said, really? Why is it?
I mean,
I meant it in a good way.
I mean, let me shut up. But yes, it still fits. I can still zip it. Let's put it that way. Should I wear it? Probably not. But can I? I can. But anywho.
I got your story.
I got yours. Oh, you got it? Did you get
either one? Because I know Jared has TikTok. I'm not sure if Brother Kamau.
You want to bring it up, Jared?
Yeah, I got it.
Because you're talking about the State Department press conference, and I just anyone giving the State Department spokespeople some smoke is talking with an accent. so here we go.
Matt, thank you. Yesterday you said that you should look at your record in Gaza. Since May, there has been a decrease in the food aid that's gone in, despite America saying that they need the Israelis to do more. It's now estimated that 2.2 million people are either facing famine or food insecurity. Add to that the fact that from the podium yesterday, you described as horrendous the attack on a hospital by Israel, and the United States continues to send weapons to Israel. What are you proud about what the United States has done?
If you look at our record, if you listen to my full presentation yesterday, you would have heard I said our interventions with the government of Israel started in the days immediately after October 7th to make sure that humanitarian assistance got in. And we saw them let the first trucks come in through Rafah. We then intervened with them to get Kerem Shalom open, to get Erez open, to get the route open so humanitarian assistance from Jordan could come in. Now, there have been times when assistance has decreased, when it has stagnated, and when that's happened, we've intervened again to make sure it returns to the levels it needs to be. That's what we are doing now, and we're going to watch and see what happens and monitor the results closely.
Sorry, want a follow-up on that? Just a follow-up on that, please,
Daphne,
Matt?
No.
No.
No. You're walking down the road where I don't have any smart ass answers for. You're
Mm.
basically calling us out for genocide. No more, no follow-ups.
No follow-up questions, right? Which is what most American leaders are used to. They're not used to follow-up questions. They're not used to even being asked hard questions. And the world is reacting to the horrendous scenes from the latest hospital in Gaza being attacked by Israeli forces. The child, oh my God, like the scenes are so horrific. They're almost indescribable. And the United States continues to not only send these missiles, these bombs, but are now sending the THAAD air defense, missile defense system, of which 100 US
soldiers on the ground. Yeah.
right, with soldiers on the ground operating it. So it doesn't appear as though America is backing away at all from the genocidal regime. Doesn't seem as though there's no ceasefire on the horizon, though I think some reports indicated that Hezbollah is trying to seek a ceasefire. And again, I can only shout out Hezbollah and fucking Iran and the Houthis, because when they let the chopper sing, they letting the chopper sing on military installations. They're letting the chopper sing on military targets. They are not leveling residential areas. They are not bombing homes, as has been done for the past year in Palestine and now happening in Lebanon. There was an attack on a city in Lebanon in the north of the country that is predominantly Christian, not Muslim, not Sunni, not Hezbollah. And Israel is indiscriminately targeting civilians in another country, as they have been doing in Gaza. And the United States is just, well, we'll just send some more stuff. We'll send some assistance. We'll do what did they just say? We're doing a 30 day what? It wasn't a moratorium, but something's about to happen for the next 30 days.
Oh, no, if he doesn't change his policy or something in 30 days, then they will consider like not sending as many weapons. It was some bullshit like that. So nothing is happening in these 30 days. It's like, we're going to monitor the situation more closely. And in 30 days, we're not going to do anything, basically. But yeah. The other thing they do is they like basically the style of these State Department hacks is anytime they're asked a question, they go and say, "Oh, we're speaking to the Israeli government about it." So any question around, well, this just took place, this like is like we're in conversation with the Israeli government about finding out what took place and blah blah blah. Or that we have our persons talking to the Israeli government to make sure that they understand our present or our stance on these issues, and so therefore we'll get back to you on that. So it's always something about how they're going to talk to the Israeli government and then really do nothing, of course, and like that's been the whole year, right? So that's why at the very least I like that they get smoke. At some point, it'd just be great if reporters just didn't show up and was like, why? I mean, why deal with this? Because this person is similar to Jared when he stole the money from the cat. He's like, to your face, to your face is like, yeah, we're talking to Israel about it. Yeah. No, we were just in touch the other day with Israel about that. That crime, we don't know if that's a war crime. How many civilians? I don't know if that's a war crime. That may be a war crime for you, but I don't know. Did Russia do it?
Right. Did Russia
do it? Russia did it.
For you, it might be.
Yeah. We don't know. The good whites, they get to do whatever, Like, next question. No follow-up. They the fucking mob. I was like, what? If you ain't got the guns, it's like then you just going up against the mob. Which is why one day some organization could be not on the terrorist list, and the next day an organization could be what? On the terrorist list, because they the fucking mob.
Speaking of the mob, on a separate but related, this white man I follow on TikTok, Scott Ritter, I think he's the guy who resigned in protest.
Ooh, he's been accused of that.
Oh shit!
Convicted. Was he convicted? He did time. Yeah.
Oh snap!
And
My bad. I didn't know that.
Oh man!
It took some time. He went away for a few years. I don't remember. You haven't seen him for a few years, and then he slowly made it back.
That's where he was.
Maybe I'm thinking about different white men.
Yes, he was in jail. No, it's the same.
No,
one.
that's the same one because he's got a good analysis for the most part. But
it was amazing. No, it was he came out. He was this like again one of these white folks who used to work for the government, who came out opposed to what the government was doing, exposing things and all the rest of it. And he was like a top left commentator for a long time. And then,
but when you say a long time, you make me think we're talking about a different person, because this guy just within the past year of the
because he was in prison before.
I thought the man was. Maybe we're thinking about. I think we're talking
Scott
about
folks in the chat are saying that you got it wrong. That
Scott Ritter?
Garland Nixon says he was railroaded.
Garland.
Who is the person that just retired or resigned from the State Department like last year in response?
No, that's somebody. Then that would be somebody.
Oh, that wouldn't be Ritter.
So maybe I'm saying the wrong name. That is completely possible. I'm talking about the white man who resigned, I think, from the State Department or from the Pentagon or some shit after, he was privy to all the war crimes. Maybe his name isn't Scott Ritter. Maybe I don't know who the fuck I'm talking about, but some white man. Some white man, the white man who seemed to know what the fuck he talking about, saying that we are looking in the wrong spot right now because the shit with Russia is getting realer by the second, because of the I guess something is on the table for the authorization of use of long-range ballistic missiles by NATO against Russia. And apparently Putin is like, y'all can send that shit over here if the fuck you want to, but guess what I'm gonna send back? The chopper, the nuclear chopper. And this who I thought was Scott Ritter, maybe I'm wrong, but this white man is like, we are on the precipice of nuclear holocaust if these policies don't change immediately.
Is this somebody in the chat said Greg Stoker? Does that sound familiar?
Let me find the video.
Look up his name,
and that y'all can
again. Scott Ritter has a great analysis, but he's also a pedophile.
Damn, son.
I mean, I guess you can be both, or you can have an analysis.
Renee said it was Scott Ritter. He was railroaded like people who are running the mafia go to jail for not paying taxes.
Well,
Musa said he was caught twice.
Yes, it wasn't like it was a. Yeah, no, there's a lot. I think he's even talked about the fact that, hey, I had this problem.
Oh my!
So it's not like he has. Yeah, again, he was really hot on the scene as like and I think somebody's right. He was the guy. He was one of the people who was saying there was no WMDs. There was no. Yeah, and he got a lot
because he was on those weapons inspections teams.
Yes,
at one point
he got a lot of attention. He came out, and for a while he was like always on as like sort of an alternative voice, and again a great job.
Sting operations got him in 2001 and 2009, while with police acting as teen girls, says Musa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's no mistakes here. Yeah.
Mistake-free Kamau, aka
on this one occasion, because I also liked his commentary, and I think for me, at one point I was like, well, how come this dude isn't comment? Where's this dude at? And I did, do a little Google search, like what? And I was like, this is not Scott. Can't be the. Then you see, I mean, just like the dude has a real big head, so you're like, oh, that is the same dude. It's like, oh shit, it's one of those things. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, just quickly while Kim looks for this, Erica had this story in the run sheet. This is, the good news is, while all that's going wrong in the world, apparently Jay-Z, Meek Mill, Robert Kraft, Kim Kardashian, and others have solved the re-entry issue for the formerly incarcerated. Jay-Z and Meek Mill's Reform Alliance passed historic global resolution with the United Nations. Jay-Z and Meek Mill's Reform Alliance has passed a historic global resolution with the United Nations to protect the rights of people that are leaving prison and are on either probation or parole. A press release confirms that the Reform Alliance, in partnership with Costa Rica and a coalition of 120 different organizations from 49 different countries, has the unanimous adoption of a UN resolution that clarifies the human rights of people that are returning to society after incarceration. This resolution contains concrete steps for different governments to make safer, more inclusive communities that focus on supporting entry, reducing the stigma of being incarcerated, and promoting inclusion on an economic level.
What different governments beyond this government?
Costa Rica.
Oh,
Costa Rica was the only one named so far, but there are apparently 74 other countries revealed. That was revealed. Oh, wait, no. 120 different organizations from 49 different countries adopted this. That the issue was that there were 74 countries revealed during last year's Human Rights Council. This resolution began more than 2 years ago with a joint statement from 74 countries that was revealed during last year's Human Rights Council, but apparently only 49 of them signed on to it. I don't know.
Did America sign on? Did the U.S. sign on, or is Jay-Z just encouraging and Meek Mill are encouraging?
It doesn't say.
So far it doesn't say the United States is on the list, and it doesn't say that at all in this story.
Well, and that's super cute. Thank you, Jay-Z, for nothing.
Well,
I mean, it's the U.S. has more people locked up than anywhere, so the U.S. ain't part of this. So what are we doing?
Let me get the official statement here from no, but this is important because this is coming from Kim Kardashian, and so we got to get this. She says too often people coming out of prison or on supervision are treated as outcasts, their potential overlooked, and their humanity ignored. This resolution, sponsored by Costa Rica and a diverse group of countries around the world, is a powerful declaration.
not including America.
They couldn't promise a concert someplace for a country to adopt this shit.
He's busy. They're doing Super Bowls, Kamau. They don't have time for
ducking and dodging rumors. Ducking and dodging that rumor mill.
That's a good point. My favorite is this last part here, though. It concludes by saying Jay-Z Meek Mill announced the launch of the Reform Alliance organization in 2019. The organization was inspired by Meek's battles with the law and is dedicated to reforming parole and probation policies. The list of the group's founding partners includes 76ers owner Michael Rubin, Patriots owner Robert Kraft, Nets owner Clara Wu Tsai, hedge fund manager investor Daniel Loeb, cryptocurrency titan Michael Novargritz, and Vista Equity Partners founder Robert Smith. So
where are the abolitionists? Where are the organizers? I'm sorry, I didn't realize the hedge fund managers was going to end the issue of mass incarceration. These niggas is steady playing in our face, okay? Playing ga in our face. Stop paying attention to fucking Jay-Z. Jay-Z ain't getting nobody free kids. He too busy rubbing shoulders with Meek Mill and trying to put on a good PR face in the midst of all his nefarious associations with thee who shall not be named. You know what I'm saying? This nigga has terrible friends. Look at who you hang out with.
I mean, it is funny that, no disrespect to Costa Rica, obviously, but it is funny that they're the only country named multiple times in this short story, that everyone else is just in the rest of them. And I think, to your point, that would most assuredly mean the U.S. is not involved if they're not leading the list.
My God. Now you got me searching. I want to see a video of the press conference now.
Go find it. I would love
to look for it.
Because my guess is, what? There are more penitentiaries in the state of Maryland than there are probably in the entire country of Costa Rica. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's more people probably locked up in Maryland than there are in the whole of Costa Rica. No, just shout out to Costa Rica for that, by the way. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool if Costa Rica sign on to the,
I think you're right. So as of December 2022, there were 17,829 people in prison in Costa Rica. Let me look up Maryland real quick.
There might be 17,000 Jessup by themselves.
I was about to say, I think we can. I think my state proudly locks up more than 17,000. In Maryland, 32,000 people, almost twice as much. 32,000 people are incarcerated, and 62,000 are on probation or parole.
Nigga, look at me knowing without knowing. Look at me knowing. Look at me knowing without knowing. I knew
my state. That's what I'm talking about. Lock them more up. Of course we got more than Costa Ricans got.
Right. Cambridge,
that's wild.
Cumberland, Hagerstown, Jessup. Where else they got penitentiaries? Woo! Not little joints neither. So
no, yeah.
Jay-Z playing in y'all face. Look at him continuing to play in y'all face. And famed abolitionist Kim Kardashian, of course.
Who is back to looking white? I think they're all back to looking white again. All the sisters are back to looking white.
Is that what is that how it works?
Yeah. I guess. Did she ever pass the bar?
No.
You said no.
I don't think she took it. I think she took the baby bar. I don't think she's actually
couldn't pass that one, right? Was that the one? She failed something like 4 times and shit. See, I know
I'm
all
looking
that
that up now too.
Well,
She
she's not
passed the
wasting money
baby
on Wall
bar.
Street.
Yeah. No. As of 2021, she is, or no, as of 2024, she has not passed the California General Bar exam, but successfully passed the baby bar in 2021.
Wow.
And that's probably the achievement, right? Like the goal is not to be a barred lawyer, right?
No. She wanted to, but I mean,
I thought she wanted to.
yeah. But once she sat down with that shit, it was like.
And Leah's asking, what is the baby bar? I don't know the exact difference.
In New York, we have, I don't know what they do in California. In New York, we have an ethics exam that sometimes is called the baby bar. So maybe it's something similar in California. You got to pass one small, it's not a huge test, but you got to pass that before you graduate from school and before you take the bar. So
Google says passing the baby bar allows first-year law students to receive credit for the education they have completed and allows them to continue completing their JD.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice.
Very lovely.
Yeah.
So I sent y'all a TikTok. Now y'all tell me who this white man is, because I'm bad at keeping my whites straight. I get the whites confused because they look alike.
Oh, this is Scott Ritter.
Yeah, that's the white.
Oh man,
I'll pull it up here.
Man is bad with kids, because now I can't like him no more.
No,
he's got a great analysis though.
God damn it.
He's on point with that part.
But look at how the men fuck it all up. You can't even like them. You can't even like one, because then you just look under the hood just a little bit, and he's a dirtbag. God damn it.
Yeah. And it could be like, he might have been targeted already because of all the things he was saying. It was anti-U.S. to the U.S. government and telling the truth about the U.S. government's role. And it could be, it was like, hey, you know what? When we were investigating this motherfucker for that, look what we found. And so they could have been something like that. So not that excuses any part of his behavior, but let's be clear.
But
you can bring it up.
You don't need. No, I thought we were not gonna platform him. Are we doing that? I'm my bad. I was gonna go to
no, for folks just to verify that this is.
Yeah, let the chat verify whatever. But
yeah, this is Scott Ritter. Though.
But can I say this again? Hold on. But it's proof positive that not even such an allegation can keep a white man down. You can't hold him back. It didn't stop. One monkey doesn't stop no show. This man is everywhere.
Couple of teens don't stop no show. So we're being asked. That is him. That's definitely him. Yeah. That's definitely him. Yikes. But we don't need that because we get sterling analysis like this from our black folks on CNN.
The editor-in-chief of Bloomberg. I want to move on to what Donald Trump has said about an issue near and dear to both of your hearts, the issue of Black Americans and Latino voters. Kamala Harris has been doing interviews on Black media. Trump, though, is overperforming in polling with both groups compared to past Republicans. Here is what he said when he was campaigning in Pennsylvania.
Any African American or Hispanic, and you know how well I'm doing there, that votes for Kamala, you got to have your head examined, because they are really screwing you. They are really screwing you.
It is Kamala, for the record, but he is denigrating voters for making a choice that he does not like. Shelley, to you, what does he achieve with this?
Well, first of all, how is he denigrating voters?
He's saying that they are being,
for
lack of a better word, screwed.
Taking advantage. They're being taken advantage of. They're paying higher pricing. They're working class, the ones that he's talking about, working class, lower middle class. They're paying more for food. They're paying more for gas, and they're being taken advantage of.
But
and
Shelley,
over the course of 30 years, they voted.
He also said that that they had to have their head examined. That is not something that is a compliment.
Obama just told me the same thing. I've got black women telling me I'm not really He inferred them. He implied them. He certainly did. He even threatened us with, "You're lucky Michelle's not here." I mean, come on. Let's not make things up. Let's be honest here, and let's really be clear what's being said. If you're an African-American man, look, let me boil this election down in the African-American community to a very simple a reference to great Malcolm X. This race is between House African-Americans and field African-Americans. And the field African-Americans are going for Donald Trump. I'm talking about your men who build, your men who put things together, your men who work with their hands, your men who do things, not the men who push paper, or the men who are connected to power and want to continue to be connected to power. I'm talking about men and women.
So I know the whole video is like 6
Shelley.
minutes, but yeah. So
remind
folks about your homie. and how he's accurately representing Malcolm's point.
That's your man's friend who's no longer on the platform. Just to let y'all know. That's how I met him. That's how I met him.
Y'all ain't right, man. Snitching, immediately snitching. It was him.
Nah,
That's how I met him. I didn't know that dude from nobody.
Nah,
He wasn't in my circle. He wasn't in my circle.
Now you didn't dap him up. Now you don't know this now. Okay.
No, Kamala threatened him. Like, sit down, boy. I pop you in your face.
Yeah. We got to dig that one out. You got to. That has to be on the Throwback Thursdays.
That was a great episode. Son, niggas. I thought chairs was about to get tossed. That shit was crazy. Well, hold on. Who was that? Who was the light skin correcting the pronunciation of Kamala?
She was upset again.
She's the host. I'm not sure who she is. She's the host of this CNN segment,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
She was triggered by the mispronunciation of the black woman's name again. She made sure that was corrected.
Oh my
Otherwise,
God.
we could not go on.
Please invite me on CNN so I can call her Kamala every
minute.
Every time she would be Kamala. Vice President Kamala Harris. It's Kamala. Yeah, I said it. Kamala. What? You ain't hear me?
Don't shame my pronunciation.
Right. Kamala. But anyway, Trump. This nigga Trump, y'all. I know Trump. Well, they're both going to lead us to the apocalypse. To be clear, it's either we're going to be on the fast track or the less fast track to the apocalypse, regardless of Trump or Harris being elected. But God damn it, I know I ain't shit for laughing at Trump. This nigga Trump is hilarious. What did he say? He said,
I agree.
They're really screwed, sir. Republicans aren't screwing black people with intention, aren't denigrating immigrant. Like, be serious. Like, come on.
You're not listening. He said he's done more for black folks and Hispanics than anybody.
For the blacks.
For the blacks and the Hispanics, they love me.
I created more black jobs than anybody. That's the shit too. Like, it's just like he's so crazy that we just laugh at him. But obviously, he's a serious threat also. He's
very serious.
Yeah. And I keep going back to the debate. People are like, you know what? As crazy as Trump was, it's so normalized. His craziness is so normalized for us that, all the shit that he said didn't, except for the black jobs thing, didn't really get noticed because Biden was a fucking zombie. So it's almost like we're so used to Trump doing this stuff that, for all of us, I guess, like, in the serious ways, like, he is a serious threat, whether he wins or loses. Because if he loses, he activates his militia folks on the ground. And if he wins, I bet, like, he's going to do pardons for all those crazy people on January 6th. Mm-hmm. He's going to try to follow, because he's going to be pushed. I don't like, I'm still debating whether or not I think how dumb he really is, whether any of these are some of his serious politics, or whether or not he's just been maneuvered into a particular space with because he has these general ideas. I really don't think he reads, but he's definitely, their right-wing god right now. And when he's gone and somebody else who's smarter takes over, it's going to be even worse, whatever.
There was one piece that I left out. So I actually, when I did a little review of the Harris and Roland Martin interview, there was one thing that I forgot, even in my own notes, which is just embarrassing and pathetic, but is that at one point, because they continue to use Trump to fearmonger. So at one point, Roland asks her something about black people in education, and Harris says, well, my opponent is going to disband the Department of Education. He said he's going to get rid of the Department of Education. So, you got to vote for me. And then I was like, wait a minute. I did a quick little Google search. First of all, the Department of Education, I didn't even know this, apparently does not oversee much of how the educational the money is allotted to schools. So, like, they're not even doing that for the most part. And then, of course, it would require an act of Congress to do any of that. So instead of saying, look, vote for me because I have good policies, and while he's out here fear-mongering, we would at least know that congressionally he can't just blah, blah, blah. No, they're like, no. He's going to do all of that. Mm-hmm. If you let him in, it's just somehow more genocide. Somehow everything's just going to he's just going to disband all government, and we're going to have no democracy left. And then I'm like, So what about the rest of the balances that you all and then so then again, and I'll stop here because bring ear doctor back, but if really this is the last thing stopping us, if Kamala Harris is really the last thing stopping us from the brown shirts and all of that, then please be doing more than telling us just to vote. You know what I'm saying? You know, like please be doing more. If that's really anyway, ear doctor.
We got to find that Obama clip because you give an Obama speech. You know what I'm saying? That's why y'all got to vote. You know what I'm saying? Black men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why y'all got to vote.
I just wanted
He's
to show
talking
y'all.
to you, ear doctor.
I just wanted to show y'all Albany projects.
Oh my God!
You took off your mask in this. I'm talking.
Stop. Stop.
No. See, that's the misinformation and the disinformation. Because, hey, listen. Right now, those 3 people on that set are doing more to protect your ass, and then you are doing to protect them. And that is because you are locked part and parcel with the white supremacists in chief, but you're using the language of black radicalism, and I see right through that shit.
Ooh,
everybody was cursing.
The hands clapping. When you know black people do this when they talking, it's going down.
Everybody was cursing and clapping hands that day. And I felt bad because I think we have put the video back up real quick.
Oh man, I took it down.
Oh, so okay, we had the sister April, who I've known for years. She's part of Black Voters, man. I think she was there. She didn't know what was going to hit her. She just didn't know. I didn't realize. I didn't know it was going to get that bad or whatever. Because we had the other sister who came on. What's her name? Who also wouldn't shut the fuck up. She was
Noah.
Noah.
Yeah.
And Noah was in it. Noah, I was like, oh my God, Noah. She was just like, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, that was a wild.
I've only known a Noah like virtually here and there. Ben, I've never, same thing. I didn't know all these folks had it in them like that. I was like, I thought they was about to go off the stream and get in the car and start driving down. I was like, for real?
Especially Ben.
Ben was heated. Yeah, but even Noah was like, I thought she was like, boy, if I could reach through this screen right now, I'm snatching all tracheas and aortas and all. Yeah, that was wild. But when Kamala started clapping,
he said, "Yo, B."
Yo,
I was like, oh shit.
And it's funny with the mask on. It's like hard to take. It's like people get mad with masks on. It's kind of funny. Like,
giving yourself COVID and shit. Spitting on your own self, trying to.
But he was wild. So no wonder he found his way to CNN. Had he been on CNN back then too? Is this new for him?
Well, maybe he made up one of those because he became at one. I guess he's still filling that role, like the conservative black guy that they grab out there as a Trump supporter. So it's almost like every 4 years he gets himself a job to go. At this point, this is like his high point of his career. But he's worked. He got a show out of it. He worked a show out of it, right? Don't you got? He's on some channel
on CNN, really?
No, not on CNN.
No,
on like a radio show. Radio show.
Could be on CNN though.
Yeah, just give it time.
Oh boy!
And they get rid of Don Lemon, right? They need another one, right?
That was a throwback right there, boy. That was a good.
Yeah, that was wild. That was good times. Good times. Good times had by all.
Run that back. Yes.
Oh my. All right. We got anything coming up before we get out of here?
10 o'clock?
It's about to be. We got like 2 minutes. 3.
So 11 o'clock is 1978 again, right?
1978.
That's the year I was born. That's why we're doing 78.
Me too.
Now you had Rent.
You didn't talk about the 1800s.
Yeah, Rent. He was born a hustler maybe in 78.
Now you was paying bills in 78. What you talking about?
Right.
1878.
He already had debt and everything.
I hate all y'all.
Oh shit! He came over on the ship being bored.
Oh shit!
God damn.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, make sure y'all tune in. We got right after this. We got Roots. That's right. Root Work is coming on right at the.
Oh wow!
Root Work coming on at 10. Then 11 we got Classical Breakdown. And we got a bunch of shows coming on today, and got some more shows coming on. But we'll be back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. for some more Remix Morning Show. All right, I guess
Why you rubbing up your hands? Like
I don't know.
Like you ready to smack a nigga.
Hey, after watching BK Bomber over here, you know what I'm saying? She said, "Yo, I gotta tell you one more time, B. It's gonna be problems."
What you call him, BK Baraka? What you call this nigga?
BK Baraka. That's hilarious.
Let's just wrap the show off. Let's just wrap the show off.
All right, I guess so.
Oh, Kamal.
Oh,
Kamal Mal.
You are our esteemed leader.
True.
Yeah, and there's nothing
but
that one. Yeah. True. Right away with that.
True. Immediately. Yes.
So we out of here, y'all. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all tune back in tomorrow morning right here on the Remix Morning Show. We out.
Perfect.
Kamal was showing them how that G thing go.
True.